Welcome dear students, this is Dr. Pratyusha, and in the previous video we have learnt about the anatomy of external auditory canal, and after having understood that, now let us look into the disorders of external auditory canal. So these disorders can be broadly classified into 5 categories. First is congenital, second is traumatic, third inflammatory, fourth neoplastic, and finally some miscellaneous conditions such as foreign body impaction, and let us see. So in these 5 varieties, in today's video, let us look into the congenital disorders. Congenital disorders of external auditory canal. In that, the first one is Atresia of external auditory canal. Now, atresia means failure of canalization. Any hollow structure or any passage, instead of being hollow, if it is solid, not allowing a passage, then we call it atresia. Embryologically, you must have come across a lot of atresias. Any canal in the body, when it is being formed, initially it is a solid structure, and later those cells get dissolved, and finally a hollow structure is formed. Intestinal atresia. So many atresias occur. So as this is also a canal, an atresia is possible in the external auditory canal. If we look a little more into embryology, as I have already told, external auditory canal is formed from the first branchial cleft. The branchial cleft, the dorsal part of it, gets epithelialized. The epithelium proliferates and forms a solid mass, and then it undergoes canalization to form a hollow structure. And failure of this canalization is atresia. So in atresia of external auditory canal can be accompanied by some anomalies of the pinna also. It can occur alone, or it can occur along with some anomalies of pinna such as Anotia or Microtia. We have learned that these two conditions can occur together. So in atresia there are 4 varieties. Let us look into them. Type A atresia. In this, only the outer part, the opening of the external auditory canal, there is some problem. There is a narrow entrance. There is atresia in that region. The rest of the canal inside, this is all normal. Okay. And even the tympanic membrane is normal. The middle ear ossicles are normal, and inner ear is also normal. So there is problem only in the outer part of external auditory canal, atresia there. So as you can see, it's clearly written here. Narrow entrance into the fibrocartilaginous ear canal. The tympanic membrane is normal. Ossicles are normal. And inner ear is also normal. The cochlear part is also normal. This is type A, mild variety. Next, type B. Both the outer and inner part, bony part and cartilaginous part, have become very much narrowed. And the tympanic membrane is also small. It is there, but it is small, as you can see in the picture. This entire part has become narrowed, or it is occluded. Canalization has failed to occur. And tympanic membrane is also small, but ear ossicles in the inner ear are normal. The same thing is written here. Very narrow, bony and cartilaginous ear canal, smaller tympanic membrane, and that tympanic membrane is also deformed. It is small and deformed. Next is type C. In type C, the ear canal is completely missing. It's totally a solid structure, not formed at all. And even if you can see, the pinna is also distorted. External auditory canal is absent. Even middle ear ossicles, bones are also deformed. Only some structure is seen, but there is malformation of ossicles. Inner ear could be normal, and mastoid is pneumatized. Mastoid bone is normal. This is in type C variety. There is no ear canal at all. Tympanic membrane is also absent, missing tympanic membrane. Ossicles are malformed, but mastoid bone is pneumatized. This is the only saving part. In type D, everything is destroyed. There is no ear canal, tympanic membrane is missing, ossicles are malformed, and even mastoid is not pneumatized. Mastoid is not or poorly pneumatized. The only difference between type C and type D is in type C mastoid is pneumatized, in type D it is not pneumatized. Pneumatization of mastoid is normal, by the way. The formation of air cells inside the mastoid bone is called pneumatization. In type D that also fails to occur. So a very quick recap, in type A only the external part, the fibrocartilaginous part is narrowed, it is abnormal. In the second part, the entire canal is abnormal, even the tympanic membrane has become small and it is abnormal in shape. In type C, there is no canal at all, no tympanic membrane, ossicles are also malformed, but mastoid is pneumatized. In type D, same features, mastoid is also poorly pneumatized or not pneumatized. So no pinna is also deformed. Pinna is distorted even in type C and type D. Poor pinna, no canal, no tympanic membrane, ossicles are malformed. Mastoid is also poorly pneumatized in type D. So these are the 4 types of atresias of external auditory canal. 4 grades you can rather say. So as I earlier said, this could be along with some pinna abnormality or it can occur alone in isolation. And it can be unilateral or bilateral. If it is bilateral, it affects hearing, and for that we need to use BAHA, bone anchored hearing aids. So now let us look into the treatment. In case it is atresia alone, then we can do a canaloplasty. If it is atresia along with some pinna anomaly, then we do a canaloplasty plus pinnaplasty. These are all reconstruction surgeries. In case there is bilateral atresia, now this is going to make the person hearing impaired, and for that we need to use bone anchored hearing aids, BAHA, and surgery can be done around the age of 5 years for the same. So this is all about atresia of external auditory canal. The next congenital anomaly of external auditory canal is coloral fistula. As we know, external auditory canal is formed from the first branchial cleft, and an abnormal first branchial cleft will lead to coloral fistula. Now, what is a fistula? A fistula is an abnormal communication between any hollow body organ and external body surface. So, coloral fistula is communicating between the external auditory canal and it has an opening in the neck, below and behind the angle of mandible. So, it has 2 openings. It's an abnormal communication. The first opening is present, one opening is present in the external auditory canal, and the second opening is present below and behind the angle of mandible in the neck. So if a coloral fistula is identified, we have to first trace its path, trace its track, and then surgically remove it. Now what's important in a coloral fistula is it is passing downwards in the region, near the region of the parotid gland, where facial nerve is also present. So during excision of coloral fistula, facial nerve has to be kept in mind and should be done in such a way that the nerve is not disturbed or damaged. So this is an image of coloral fistula. As you can see, this is the probe. It is passing inside from the external auditory canal and it is coming downwards. Here is another opening and it's coming down into the neck like this. So this is actually the track of the fistula. Such fistulas, if present, have to be traced and then excised, and during excision, facial nerve has to be kept in mind. So these are the two congenital anomalies of external auditory canal. In the next video, let us learn about traumatic disorders. A quick recap of congenital disorders. First is atresia of external auditory canal. Could be present alone or could be present along with disorders of pinna such as Microtia or Anotia. 4 grades. First grade, only the outer part of external auditory canal is narrowed. In second part, the entire canal undergoes atresia and even the tympanic membrane is small in size and it is abnormal in shape. In the third part, no canal, no tympanic membrane, even the ossicles are malformed, but mastoid is pneumatized, it's normal. And in grade 4, even mastoid is poorly pneumatized. Everything is totally damaged. There is no tympanic membrane, no external auditory canal, no tympanic membrane, ossicles malformed, mastoid is also not pneumatized. Treatment for atresia is canaloplasty, reconstruction surgery. If pinna is also deformed, pinnaplasty should also be done along with it. Bilateral atresia can lead to hearing loss, and for that we use bone-anchored hearing aids. Second is coloral fistula. It is an abnormality of the first branchial cleft where some abnormal passage, abnormal communication is seen between the external auditory canal and the other opening is in the neck. The first opening is in the EAC and the second opening is in the neck, below and behind the angle of mandible. So if such fistula is present, it has to be traced and excised surgically without damaging the facial nerve. Thank you.